Hi everyone, again Rista, student from the Bandung Institute of Technology, will be presenting my paper entitled Analyzing Factor Considered by Career Housewife in Bandung, Indonesia, and using ready-to-cook product in their daily life. In this presentation, I will explain several parts of the research that I have done, starting from the introduction, literature review, methodology, data analysis, and also the discussion to the conclusion. The first part is the introduction. The BBS reported 2022 that women made up 106.7 million or 40.6% of women work, with the 39.5% having working housewife background. More specifically, the labor force participation rate of women in West Java province, which include Bandung, was 50.52%. That one of many working women, especially women who are married that also have a children, being busy working and taking care of their family is one unit that cannot be separated from their responsibility and obligation. Most working housewives nowadays are more concerned about the personal existence in the family environment. Apart from the career, they want to provide the presence of mother who are take care of the family, such as cooking for the family, doing the like work in managing the house, and also the pandemic that has a big effect on the customer behavior and lifestyle, which include food preference. The ready-to-cook trend has accelerated in Indonesia due to people spending more time at home and seeking out quick, simple dinner option. And the popularity of the online shopping and home delivery service has contributed to the rise of the ready-to-cook trend. Besides that, based on the statistical data, the demand of ready-to-eat or RTE, that is RTC competition, has a positive significance because the market is expected to grow manually by 2.42% with segment revenue in Indonesia in 2023 amounting to 7.53 US dollar billion, in 2023 111 trillion in rupiah. Based on the existing demand, the researcher would like to conduct research regarding the factor considered by career women in Bandung in using ready-to-cook product. Here I introduce Sivo, a company in Indonesia that provides ready-to-cook product or package with a variety of simple menu that have quality of restaurant menu. As a new business, Sivo has several challenges in segmenting the potential target market along with the supporting strategies. This is because the wide target market, but there are a lot of barriers in the penetration of ready-to-cook product in Bandung, Indonesia as the target area for Shipo. With this problem, the researcher will like to conduct research related to the topic to find out to the characteristic of career housewife in Bandung related to the ready-to-cook product, factor consider, and also the barrier of ready-to-cook product in penetration to the Bandung market. So based on the research background and problem statement, the research question is first, what are the characteristics of career housewife in Bandung related to ready-to-cook product? And also the second is what are the factors considered by career housewife in Bandung in using ready-to-cook product? And the third is what are the barriers to the ready-to-cook product penetration in Bandung market? Based on the research background, this is the research aim to find out the characteristic of career housewife in Bandung related to ready-to-cook product, and also to find out the factor consider career housewife in Bandung in using ready-to-cook product, and to find out the barriers to ready-to-cook product penetration in Bandung market. This research focus on characteristic, factor consider, and barriers that ready-to-cook product implementation in Bandung market supported by qualitative method that was conducted in June 2023 through in-depth interview with career housewife in Bandung, West Java, age 25 until 35 years old. As I mentioned before, as a material of the research, Shifu itself is a ready-to-cook product called Shifu In that helps housewives in Indonesia to cook faster, more practically, and with complete facilities. The part two is the literature review of the research. The researcher used theoretical framework from Cho et al. As a basis, including the interview question. This research used hedonic value and functional value as a parameter to determine the purchase intention of working housewife in Bandung for ready-to-cook product with the 6 attributes that are food quality, menu variety, health-oriented, convenience, and also reasonable price. And the next is methodology that will explain the method used in the research. For this research, the researcher used qualitative approach with the in-depth interview method with a sample of career woman housewife in Bandung aged 25 to 35 years old with a sample size of 12 interview, non-probability sampling technique, and also purposive sampling that the data analysis using the open, axial, and also selective coding. So the next is data analysis and discussion. The first is about the characteristic type based on daily cooking motivation. The combination of characteristic of current housewife based on the result of interview that have been conducted with 12 informant for the type of characteristic housewife who cooks every day or type 1 has a balanced cooking time around less than 30 minutes until 30 minutes and 16 minutes without having a household assistant. They are motivated from themselves and they are enjoying the daily cooking. For the type 2, those who cook not every day but also cooking at least twice a week have a cooking time around the 30 until 60 minutes, and also the majority have a household assistant with the motivation to cook more towards to the fulfilling their obligation as a housewife. Then for the characteristic of type 3 or cooking sometimes or also undefined frequency based on the mood and the business of the career housewife, they have cooking time mostly less than 30 minutes. Some have household assistant, but most of them do not have the household assistant, and most of them cooking motivation based on their obligation as housewife. In finding the aspect coding and analysis, researcher focus on analyzing the opinions of respondent who indicates leading words on aspect that influence the respondent consideration, which were then drawn as a coding-based factor in the framework. In determining aspects such as freshness of ingredients, ingredient display, and ingredients composition, the researcher looked at the main framework based on the Cho et al. And then match them with the key sentence derived from the open coding keyword in the form of tendency of researchers to mention the word fresh, which was mentioned 4 times by the keyword of freshness, which is combined with the quality of keyword that mention of the keyword leads to the concerning composition in the food ingredient. These things are combined to compile aspects of axial code that which has drawn from the coding themes based on the framework, namely food quality. Similar things that was done find aspect axial coding that were drawn from the other factor based on the framework, namely health-oriented, convenience, and also reasonable price. Apart from previous one, some keywords do not match with the factor aspect in the theoretical framework, but provide a new insight to the factor considered by career housewives, such as the stock distance until the experience. In determining those aspects, the researchers look at several keywords or the pattern that are mentioned a lot and have a potential to be considered factor by the career housewife. The existence of misinterpretation from this informant towards the RTC product, which leads to the RTE or ready-to-eat products, give the ambiguity in the product selection decision and views on product use. Using or during the interview process, several informants immediately defined that ready-to-cook product is instant food and did not wish to consume them because they were considered unhealthy. This misinterpretation of existence of ready-to-cook product become a barrier to the penetration the ready-to-cook product itself in the market. And this is about the perceived value. Most of the informant have many mentioned keyword that which categorized as functional values. They are preferred things that are more subjectively and can facilitate their activity effectively with an economic aspect. And those aspects have been fulfilled and need to be developed by ready-to-cook product based on the informant perceived fulfillment and perceived lack. Most of career housewife with the type 1 or who cook every day and feel that ready-to-cook products is have fulfill many positive aspects that can help them in process of cooking for daily food creation. And then the majority of mention that is a lack of aspect of ready-to-cook product mentioned by the career housewife who have type 3 characteristic or who's looking that is cooking frequency that is undefined or also according to the mood and business. So after doing some mapping based on the characteristic perceived value and also the variables aspect, the highlight of this study are a factor considered by career housewife. The type 1 is more likely to pay attention to the menu variation because they look like cook every day and they need to convenience because they don't have any household assistant. The type 2 is very concerned about food quality because they cannot cook every day due to the business. Even so, a variety of menu taste remains the main priority. The type 3 focus on menu variety that lacks of food quality because it's classified as readily cooking. So this is the last part of the presentation, that is conclusion. The ready-to-cook product market segmentation mainly to the characteristic of the type 1 career housewife who purchase intention based on the characteristic of cooking every day because they have limited cooking time between the less than 30 minutes until 60 minutes, where most of them do not have a household assistant, and most of them have cooking motivation in the form of enjoyment. The characteristic type 1 also feels like the ready-to-cook product has met the needs of career housewife. This type of considering that this type of career housewife are considering a lot about the aspect of menu variety, convenience, food quality, and also the reasonable price more than the other factor. With this structure segmentation, ready-to-cook product needs to be developed more to meet overall needs based on the excellence functional value, which is value that is considered by many career housewife. With this presence of the career housewife career factor in understanding ready to cook product, is it necessary to increase awareness and brand knowledge of the target market through the channels they usually use, such as online, in the WhatsApp group, Instagram, and also in the offline, such as the career housewife community, or the supermarket, or also the grocery store. So that's all presentation from me, and about my research paper, feel free to contact me if there are any concern or question. Thank you.